traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and pew, 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 we got some rocket ships shooting off today. We have literally Rocket, the company, Rocket Companies, Rocket Mortgage. Again, this was a newer IPO that came out, I don't know, like less than a year ago or so forth, basically the summertime of last year. Had a huge run higher. We're going to be looking at the chart here in a second, but the Wall Street bets, folks, the short sellers that they were trying to squeeze out have finally come through. It had a fantastic quarter about like 4 days ago. We've talked about it on the Discord. A lot of the folks have got into it via the Discord as well. And then, of course, the Patreon and YouTube stuff as well, in the sense of seeing these. Again, no one suspected this thing to go into $40 where it currently is somewhat trading. But this has been a absolutely rocket ship. And the reason why you're probably saying, Ken, why are you completely eyeballs completely really wide open here? I was making some decaf coffee, and normally if you remember, like the color coding system, normally decaf is like a green bag or has a green label on it, meaning, hey, it's decaf. But being dyslexic, I read the wrong coffee bag, and I actually ground and made Lavazza Italian espresso beans in my coffee. So I'm ready to go, and it tastes delicious. On that note, let's get into the action, and at the same time, check out my awesome Disney mug. Go long Disney as well. Woo whoop. This episode's gonna be a little bit different. It's probably be Ken hyped up on a lot of coffee. But so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be jumping into the main screen here. Got a couple new tools that I wanted to show you. I have this awesome orange little pen here, so I can draw on the screen. Look at that. That's great, isn't it? To kind of help highlight things and folks see the things just slightly ever so better. So, of course, we're looking here at the old rocket here. Up on the top here, ticker symbol RXT. Sorry, the RKT. Sorry, again, this is going to be the coffee. I'm having coffee problems. Anywho, with that, we're seeing here, again, it came out as that IPO here, kind of ran up here a little bit. Now we're seeing it kind of slightly come down here. Diving into this smaller time frame over here. This is, again, that IPO base that we're talking about. Basically, kind of been these IPO companies, normally after 2 or 3 quarters, they sometimes come back to life in some sense. I'm going to try to make that like a pattern that I'm trying to look for. So after the 3rd quarter, you normally see it run higher. So what I mean by that, like look at Uber. Basically, actually, has it been around for more than, let me see here, before I stand corrected here. After, 1, 2, 3, it kind of made a recovery here. Oh, actually 4 went down. But anyway, just forget that. I just said all about that. Again, I'm having coffee problems. So with the old rocket here coming in here, looking at the daily chart here, really just highlighting the past couple of weeks here. We had a little bit of a meandering kind of pop here, but ever since this IPO topping pattern here, basically around that 34, 42-ish range, we haven't seen anywhere near that level. It's actually been very much downhill skiing here and kind of been bouncing around with a couple little hills here, little bunny hills as they call it, and really just not really seeing much of anything. A little bit of some movement here. Again, that was due to potentially the Super Bowl ad. That was kind of like the GME short squeeze stuff, because there was a lot of short. Again, we don't know the numbers because, again, those numbers are thrown all over the place. It's like throwing spaghetti on the refrigerator door. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't, with these short squeeze numbers and these short floats, because we learned the whole stuff with GME, GameStop, that people can short more stock than there's actually readily available. So take that in the side note there. That speaking here, we talked about that I'm gonna get my pen here. That 23-ish, $23 to $24 range, to try to see that potentially kind of create that a little bit of rocket ship higher there, and really seeing that potentially try to pop at those levels there. That was the potential overhead resistance, because we saw it here and then here. So that's 1 and then 2. I'm sorry, I'm just having too much fun drawing on the screen here. Potential levels of resistance here. So once we kind of got popped that, we had a huge gap up, like as we're seeing coming in through here. I really feel like John Madden. God damn, that feels good. Looking for that 42.17, the top as of today. Again, we have about an hour and 15 minutes left of trading. It looks like it's trying to run up again. If we go into a smaller time frame like the hourly chart here, you just see this beautiful pattern holding the 8 EMA, which is that purple line, purple pink line, depending on how you look at it. Really kind of coming in here, but it's seeing some of that consolidation around that another fib number at 38.99. So that's the swing high to swing low, and that's the 1272 extension there. So highlighting this potentially being a base building. Again, the fundamentals are thrown out of the scenario here. This is getting frothy. This is becoming literally a rocket ship going off here when we're seeing these substantial moves going forth. Going into back to the daily chart, you see here again, huge jump up here again. The volume itself, once we go over to this little dandy chart here, I'm looking here on like the 195-minute chart. Look at the volume that we're seeing coming in here. Just in about a couple hours of trading, it hit, what is that? I can't read there. 125 million shares traded. 125 million shares. This has not even traded 125 million shares in the last month, okay? And then we're seeing this huge volume explosion going higher. If you're a longtime member, subscriber, Patreon folks, whatever, Discord member, what do you see here currently on the chart? Yes, you are correct, person who answered the question correctly. Look at that. That is the middle finger volume bar. So meaning that doesn't, it's just to kind of highlight things of what we're looking at here, seeing these kind of patterns play out again, creating the middle finger. You have the knuckle, the middle finger itself, and then the other finger. This is highlighting a potential FOMO, really high frothy trade here, because again, we're seeing a lot of stuff come in. I normally like to see this on the daily chart here. Again, we haven't really seen that coming through yet. That would kind of give us a better pattern to see on how it comes yesterday. So if tomorrow opens up and we actually see more volume that we're seeing today, then that the middle finger pattern is disabled and it's not going to work out. But I'm actually going to change colors to this color. If we see this to kind of like level off here and not get past that $38 range, first level support is going to be really 34.42, and then even back down to 30. A reasonable level to see this even come back down to is that 27.96. So I know that seems pretty insane on where we're currently trading. You have to literally take the fundamental book and throw it out, okay? There is no the rhyme or reason behind this. The only path that we're looking at here is that significant FOMO, the run up, the shorts being squeezed, the gamma squeeze, whatever you want to call it. What we're seeing here is just so much options buying here that we're seeing coming through here. So if we switch over to the old Tastyworks, I can show you some of the fantastic stuff that we're looking at Tastyworks. Again, so full disclosure, I was gonna say I own Tastyworks, but I use Tastyworks aggressively. I love me some Tastyworks. If you're interested in opening a fantastic brokerage account that is really leveraged and utilizing of options, you can also do stocks and cryptos. They have cryptos now. I own some Ethereum and Bitcoin through them as well. Definitely check the affiliate link down below. It's 100 free shares if you open up an account of $2,000 or more. So nice little gimme there. So with the options that we're seeing come in here, they're just adding more and more while we're looking at this. We're seeing these, look again, when you're seeing volume at the $50 strike price for March, that is basically just hinting at the really expensive amount of volume that we're seeing kind of being played here. Really most likely people selling calls against this. There could be a lot of buying of this because this run up could it explode higher? Sure, why not? But that being said, I think, which I've talked to a couple of people in the Discord of like, hey, I would think, again, thinking sometimes is stupid, honestly. Sometimes you have to be completely an ape and just think like an ape. But thinking this, like, I would think if I was a hedge fund and I was managing a lot of money, I wouldn't want to have that happen to me again. So what would I do? I would be keeping my binoculars all over any kind of thing, talking Wall Street bets, short selling anything, and just keeping my eyes on that and just really being mindful about what scenarios could happen. Because again, yes, the GME stuff was like a 5 sigma, 6 sigma move, meaning it's like 1 out of 10 million, 1 out of 10 million potentially of this incident happening. But guess what? 1 out of 10 million, it's going to happen sometimes. And why not today? Like, boom. And yeah, again, super excited here. I had that decaf coffee with my coffee addiction. But yeah, so we're seeing a lot of volume coming in here, especially on some of the dated stuff. They have just recently added some more calls coming in here. It looks like just the previous day, but now we're seeing, again, looking here at the chart, we can kind of erase this again. Perusing our way back over here to the chart itself, we're seeing again, that 38.99 potentially being that breakout level. If we do break above that 38.99, we're looking for 44.88. So in the most insane scenario, which will give it a 5 sigma, if it does want to break out, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at $321. That is going to be like its 3 or 4 sigma move of this potentially happening. Even actually probably less. It's like a 2 sigma move potentially to seeing it reach that 321 level. There's a lot of things have to happen for that to really come through. I'm being completely idiotic saying things like that, but again, things can happen. I've seen some absolutely ridiculous stuff this year in options trading, and this seeing the influx of new people joining and starting to trade options to all kinds of different things that I'm the best thing that someone ever told me, a trading mentor of mine has said, Ken, remember, you don't know jack squat what's going to happen in the next 15 to 20 minutes or the next week. So don't act or predict that you could see some unfortunate instances. So always be ready for what the market gives you. So look at trade, look at the volume, and look at price. Bada bing, bada bang. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in for another fantastic video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.